Okay. So one of our first questions, it says, um, how did the writing make you feel?
Personally, it broke my heart. Like, I don't know, especially knowing they were like little girls. Like, I don't know, like one of the quotes that I had written down was in chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was about not merely being different, but being bad. Like, it
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah, it made me think of like my younger sister because all of us are like kind of fair complected because of my parents, but then my younger sister, she's a little bit more tan. So like growing up, like even like the jokes and stuff would always be towards her like skin color, and like I didn't understand it, like when I was like younger or like the age
Mm,
that they're going through. But like being like, now that I look back, I'm like, my poor sister, like even though like there were jokes and like she took it well, like she learned like to kind of have that thick skin. It's like I don't know, I just can't imagine being in her place.
yeah. Yeah, I noticed that part too when they would describe it as being bad, as in like
Hmm.
um um I don't know what part was it, what chapter it was when Aki said that somebody was holding something that said that I'm not Chinese, I'm Japanese or something like that.
Yeah, that's the part that I'm referring to. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that.
Yeah, yeah, because of the whole, like it was right when they were gonna leave,
Hmm.
or they were like getting evicted. um like, I don't know, I feel like we still see it
Yes,
to
for
this day.
sure. Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's this yeah.
With all the Black Lives Matter stuff too, it's just it's it's
Hmm.
it's always going to be a thing with all kinds of races. Um, I know it's sad. How do you identify with any of the characters?
um okay, I felt like from the first chapter, um when Sylvia was like confused,
Hmm.
I think that's how I felt too, because like you just don't understand it. Like even like personally, like now I don't understand, like obviously I see why people are like racist, like they just think they it's instilled in them for years, like
Hmm.
their ancestors and stuff. I understand that, but at the same time I don't understand how, oh, just because like she was Mexican, they were trying to get her to like move to the other school or
Hmm.
go to the other school, and they automatically told her no, like she wasn't worth it because of her skin color. Like, yeah, I feel like I relate like a lot to her, like just confusion, like even like you, I don't know, like
Yeah, the
when
part.
people are racist today, it's like, what do you mean? Like, just because of your skin color it makes you a better person? Like, I think that, yeah, that's how who I relate to.
Yeah, it made me sad when I the aunt took her kids and Sylvia and her brothers to enroll them, and
Hmm.
when the secretary was just like, "Oh, you're gonna have to take them over there to the Hoover School," and her being confused, like, "Why?" Like that made me sad. Like
Yeah.
children knowing like they're already being discriminated as children, I'm like that makes me sad. I mean, we kind of get used to it when we're adults, but when you go through it as a kid, it's just sad.
Yeah, especially because, in her mind, it's like she walked into the school, like she didn't notice like skin color at first. She didn't notice race, anything. It was
Hmm.
like what she was excited about was like the books and stuff, like being able
Yeah,
to like, have clean books and like the monkey bars and like things like that. It's like it wasn't, it was about like getting all these resources, like getting like the better education that her dad wanted her to have, that she wanted. And then it automatically turned into, well, you can't have it because of your race. Like, yeah, that was like, yeah.
And it says, do you identify with any of the characters? I mean, I feel like I would have reacted the same way the aunt did. Like, oh well, she chose to just leave with all of them. She didn't, bother to enroll hers and just, because she had the option to enroll her kids, but it was her brother's kids that they weren't allowing. But she was like, oh no, we want all of them together, and she took all of them, So I feel like I related to that. I would have reacted the same way.
Yeah, I was gonna add to that. I was like, that showed so much, like so much maturity on her end, like, because I feel like the anger, it could have easily turned into like, no, well, I'm enrolling them today. Like, no, she could have gotten angry. Instead, like, she was like so mature, like she tried her hard, like not to like burst out and stuff. Like, even, I mean, until she got to like the place, then like, they talked about like her gripping the steering wheel. That's how she knew that that's how Sylvia knew that she was like mad and stuff. But it's like she didn't throw like a tantrum. Yeah. She was like, okay, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna like, fight. Like, I'm gonna like go tell like my brother and stuff. It's not like, So, yeah.
Yeah. What did you like or not like about it?
That was kind of broad. Like, she's like referring to like the entire section that we read.
Yeah. For me, it was, I guess, like she was describing a lot of things that I didn't even think of as a child, like her wanting new books and not wanting secondhand books, and then looking at the old buildings and the playground. Like, I wasn't even looking at that stuff as a kid. I wasn't paying attention to any of that.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm being distracted. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Anyways, that made me sad because I felt like I didn't think of any of that stuff as a kid, and she was describing all of that within the book. You could relate to that or not?
I feel like we all can. It's kind of like in college, like, I feel like anywhere in life you kind of don't realize it. Like, I feel like, if you're raised to be like grateful and stuff, I think like she was, it kind of showed in like her being so appreciative like of everything, but she's like, but then her actually seeing that there's better, she's like, well, I see that there's better and I want better because I deserve better. Like, even like the books, it's something that I feel like she, obviously she read and stuff and she enjoyed the books that she was reading, but she's like, but I see that there's new ones and that would be like so awesome to like be able to read it. I feel like I had like the opposite experience though, in terms of like education, because field trips, I went to a school that was predominantly white, but our district was, we only had one school in our district because it was like in the middle of two different schools. So that neighborhood and stuff, like we had like a lot of like wealthy like parents that would donate a lot, and we had like a lot of fundraisers and stuff. So we had a lot of money flowing. So every year we went on field trips, like no matter the grade, and like several field trips there. We'd had like our main one, like, in kinder, I think it was like the zoo. And then we had little field trips, like every few months we'd go to like John's Incredible Pizza, like, to amusement parks, like water parks and stuff. And then I got here, I'm like living in Porterville, and then my little cousin, she was talking, like we were talking, and she was how she was excited about going to the zoo, her first field trip as a third grader. And I was like, but then Zoom, because of Zoom, like they didn't go.
Yeah.
Instead they had like a whole like learning about animals like through Zoom and stuff, and it was different. But like, I don't know. I was like, really? You guys didn't go to field trips like in kindergarten and stuff? She was like, no. Where our first field trip here is in third grade, and that's when they go to the zoo. And I was like, I don't know. It was kind of like, oh wow. So I think it was like the opposite. You know, it was like in my cousin's point of view, that was her like relation, like her connection, like to like Sylvia, like, you know, the new books and monkey bars, all these like things that she like sees, and she's like, well, I want that too. Like, you know, that was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I feel like it's resources and stuff, and it's two different like districts, two different like money flowing, because
Mhm.
obviously here there's so many districts and so many schools within those districts, so the money distribution is a lot different. This like school probably gets like a lot less than over there, so
Yeah.
yeah.
My dog keeps barking in the background. Yeah, no, you make a good point there. Let's see, what else does it say? Can you make any connections to the reading? And then I think the example says connections to either other textbooks, movies, or to your life, or to the world or society. Mm, I don't know about other texts or books, movies. I don't know why, but when I was reading it, when we first started reading the chapters, I was like, oh, maybe this is gonna be like the kid in the striped pajamas kind of story. Like I don't know why. Have you ever read that movie? Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of it and stuff, but okay, I feel like we're kind of dumbed, like, or not dumbed down, but like even like taking a, I feel like the education system kind of blocks a lot of, or filters it out,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't learn about like racism as we should. We don't, or we, it kind of makes it kind of like it happened, and we kind of learn about it, even like colonization and stuff, but it's kind of from the point of view of others, of like, you know,
Just to mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like, have you read the Frederick Douglass book too, his biography?
No.
Well, he talks about like being a slave and stuff, and like the amount of like things that you learn about, even today, I think like everywhere, like you learn more than, okay, it wasn't just people, slaves like in America, like
Mm-hmm.
being um what's it called, oh, them just, oh, working for other people and then them not getting paid much. No,
Mm-hmm.
like Frederick, like Douglass, he talks about how they only got like a pound, like a bag of rice for the entire year, how they only had um the kids had like both like clothes and stuff, but not everything, like they had one sweater, like one pretty much outfit that they got as allowance the entire year. And I feel like we don't really learn about it, like the
Yeah.
education system, we kind of filter it out. So I feel like her like talking about it, it's kind of like it brings it to light, even the
Yeah.
book in general,
Mm-hmm.
it brings it to light when it like, it kind of focuses, you know, on which like today in society, like I feel like that's why everyone's like, oh well, you know, we don't really need to talk about this, the Black Lives Matter movement is just, it's a waste of time, like, you know, people get rights now, when it's like, no, we need you to see that, you know, there's this discrimination, like this is happening, the police brutality, like it's real.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and the things that we're seeing like relating to the book, like the discrimination, even if it happened so long ago, it's still happening today. And I feel like the media doesn't really portray that. I feel like that's why we don't see it in books, because it's kind of like we kind of want to forget about it. We don't really see it in media either. At least I'm trying to think of like any movies and stuff that weren't specifically created for that we see it in. I feel like it's just like minor like incidents, but we're over it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it makes people uncomfortable, so they don't really put it in media.
True. Yeah, because you don't see it being like all over the news now and
Mm-mm.
social media and everything like it was. Yeah, they're trying to play it down for sure.
So I feel like we see it more in society than media or textbooks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's just.
Yeah, that's good. I think we kind of covered all the bullets already. Is there anything else you want to maybe bring up?
No, I'm just excited to see like how it progresses. Well, I did think that like the way they connected like the story and stuff with the doll.
Yeah.
I thought that was neat. Like
Yeah. As soon as she found it, I was like, oh, like that had to have been the other girls. But I can't wait for them to somehow connect, like maybe reunite or find if they meet somewhere or something. Yeah, I was just like, I'm kind of getting really, really into it now. Like it's making me more sadder.
yeah, especially how like relatable it could be.
Mm-hmm.
We're only on chapter 6, so
yeah, I know. And then she considers her home where the other girl had to leave too. So they both missed that home. So yeah, I think next week we have to finish the end of the book, huh? Already, or do
it's because it's module 8.
probably because there's not much left, anyways.
Yeah, because this is like a chapter book for probably, I don't know, definitely middle school.
Okay, well, so then I guess we're good. So I guess I could just stop recording and then I guess, I don't know how to,
How it saves?
how it saves as a link, like to share it to her.
It saves as a file.
A file, yeah.
So
So if I send it to her, will it look like a link?
it'll look like a file that clicks on and it opens up, unless you save it as a link, I believe. So, but it takes a bit to download.
Okay, well, I'll do that. All right, so we're good.
Yeah, just remember to do the lifted line.
Yeah, I already did that one. I just need to submit it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lillian, I'll see you next week.
All right, thanks for meeting up.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Stop recording. Where's it go?